It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. You know, Rosebud Mining has been doing this First Responder of the Month for a while now with us, and we're so happy to be able to welcome in firefighters and police officers and ambulance personnel, all kinds of first responders. And today, it's unique for us. We have never had a couple who gets First Responder of the Month, but that changes today as we welcome into the studio Brianna and Evan Keener with us this morning from the Dayton Fire Department. Evan, why don't you grab that and just pull that up like that a little bit. There you go. Get that more up to your level. Morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's good to have you both with us here today. First Responder of the Month is, that's an exclusive club that you're joining here this morning.
Yes. Keeps us busy.
Yeah. But, Brianna, you were telling me that for you it's just a family tradition now, right?
Yes. Both of us. Both our fathers started when they were young.
Uh-huh.
So when we were born, we were put right into the middle of all of it.
And your dad was the First Responder of the Month?
August, I believe. Yes.
In August?
Yes.
How about that? Out of all of those hundreds of people who have been submitted to be First Responder of the Month, we get a double family connection with you. Yeah. So Dayton Fire Department is where you come from. But I see on the side of your jacket, Brianna, that you have a Commodore designation as well.
That's originally where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's been in since he was 19 in Commodore. So like I said, when I was born, I was brought right into Commodore. And then once I met Evan, I moved to Dayton with him, and I continued right into Dayton.
Yeah. Yeah. And Evan, of course, it's a family thing with you too, isn't it?
Yeah, my great uncle would have actually been a charter member of Dayton Fire Department. So he was one of the original members that started the fire department in Dayton back in the 40s. My grandfather was a longtime member. He was always well known as our radio guy because we used to have somebody at our station to be able to transmit to our other radios on the scene because we were further away from Katanning than most people. Mm-hmm. And then when I was born, my dad was fire chief, and pretty similar story to Brianna's. We've just pretty much been involved in it since day one.
That's the way that it works a lot of times in volunteer fire departments, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's a pretty special thing.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, they made sure they never forced me to do it. I just naturally grew to love be involved,
Yeah. So what it is about for each of you that makes you want to help your community in this way?
Just helping people's the easy answer. I mean, every time the pager goes off, or now our phones nowadays, I guess, it's about helping people and being the best we can to help the community and wherever we get asked to go. Now that we do fire and EMS, it seems like we see more and more people than we ever have, and having that connection with the community is always it's always really nice to be able to help people that you come across.
Yeah. And being where you are in Dayton, that's one of the more remote communities that we think of in our area. But it means that you have a wide geographic area that you folks are covering.
I cover, yeah.
Yeah. For you, Brianna, and being a part of the whole firefighting tradition in your family, and now joining the Dayton community, what are some of the things that you do that you enjoy doing about being a firefighter? I don't think folks realize that there can be great, enjoyable aspects of it.
Yeah, there's always good and bad. The good is, when you go to a call, whether it's a fire or medical, because both our fire companies run QRS, which is like an EMS service that responds with the ambulance. And no matter if it's good or bad, you always learn something, whether it's something unique, something to do better. It's just a very rewarding feeling.
People respond to you because they understand that you're there to help them too.
Yeah, they're counting on us to be there on their quote worst day. I mean, we may not think it's a bad day, but to them it is, and to know they're waiting for people like us, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, Evan, I'm interested in this as well because I live in that neighborhood too over in Smicksburg, so I know about the very large Amish community and the difficulties. They are more prone to fires because what they do is they heat their homes with fire, they cook with fire, and fire becomes a constant hazard for them. Add to that the fact that communicating is difficult for that Amish community as well. That response by the fire company really becomes extra important for them, doesn't it?
Yeah, they do things a little bit different than us, obviously. It's honestly probably even more difficult on the medical side because they really don't have the same beliefs that we do. So a lot of us in that area have become accustomed to kind of how they operate and how they feel about certain things. They don't like our helicopters and stuff like that. So when they have significant injuries, it becomes really important for us to be able to treat those significant injuries there because we may have to do some things different. And working with citizens, a lot of them are familiar, and we might have to drive them a further distance in an ambulance rather than fly people out like we normally would to a trauma center. So some things always definitely become a little more difficult up there with the Amish.
Both of you are involved with Citizens Ambulance.
Correct.
How long is that relationship for you, Brianna?
I got hired in September of 2018.
As what?
As an EMT.
As an EMT. And Evan, for you, how long have you been associated with Citizens?
I was a few months before that. I think it was April of 18, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not as if you don't have enough time on your hands, huh? Because you add this to your duties.
Yep. That's actually how we met, was through Citizens.
Oh, yeah?
Running calls, yeah. If I would, I would see them on calls at our Plumville station.
Mm-hmm.
So between all of it.
I noticed as well that on the plaque that we have a dual plaque for the two of you. Both of your names are on the plaque. And I note you're associated with Allegheny General as well?
Yeah. I'm an EMT with the critical care transport team.
Uh-huh. How does that come about? Because that's a much larger organization.
I was actually approached by a employee from down there. She lives local. And she come to me and she's like, hey, we're hiring down here. She worked for them as a paramedic. Mm-hmm. And she's like, because we can work part-time at Citizens as well. That's what I'm doing now. And she's like, this great opportunity, the stuff you'll learn, information, the excelling once you get down there. So I applied and I got hired February of 2023. Mm-hmm. So
little over a year since you've been doing that.
Yep. And I love it. The stuff I learn, my main job is to drive, but I can go to bedside with them, help transfer a patient from medications to the ventilator, all that. So the amount of stuff I'm learning is incredible.
It all becomes a whole part of the formula that you put together to be a helpful neighbor to folks. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mark Burdig is in the studio with us this morning, and he has the plaque that he's going to present to the two of you. And we'll slide Brianna to her right there, and Mark, this is a momentous occasion for us because we get 2 in 1.
It is. It's our first ever husband and wife team. First time we've honored 2. Honestly, we could honor how many every month, but it's great that both of you are involved. We salute you on your volunteerism. I always say that volunteerism sometimes almost a thing of the past, and in one of the most critical areas of need, you guys have done so much as a first responder. So to Evan, Brianna, on behalf of Rosebud Mining Company and Renda Media, would like to present this plaque to you as our February co-winners of our first responders of the month. So hopefully you can find a place for this. And again, congratulations and thank you for all you do to serve your communities.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
When we think about it, Evan, Brianna, and we think about the need that all of our communities have for folks to step up and volunteer, to be great neighbors and help others, what are some of the things that you would think of to say to folks who are even thinking about joining a fire department or an ambulance service, knowing that not everybody can get out there and actually go into a burning building, but there are plenty of roles for people to play?
Absolutely. I always tell everyone, you don't have to go in burning buildings or cut cars apart to help. Simple helping at fundraisers, coming to help clean trucks and equipment after a call is so huge and helpful that it doesn't always have to be fires, vehicle accidents.
Yeah. It's all part of being the team, isn't it, Evan?
Yeah. So everyone to come give it a shot. You might like going into a burning house. You never know.
Well, we're glad that you folks are willing to do those sorts of things. Evan and Brianna Keener with us here this morning from the Dayton Fire Department and from a number of different other concerns. And we're grateful that you are our Rosebud Mining First Responders of the Month. Thanks for coming in to visit with us today, too.
Yeah, thanks. I want to make sure we thank Rosebud for having this opportunity for the Friend of Broadcasting to provide this each month.
Yeah, they stepped up. They really
I want to put
did.
a shout out to all of our families and friends for always being there for us, no matter if it's Christmas Day or family cookout, for always being understanding and supportive.
Yeah.
in both of our lives.
It's a family thing. When the alarm sounds, you got to go.
Yep.
Hey, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. There are Rosebud Mining First Responders of the Month. And coming up, CBS Sportsman a couple of moments away from now. I want to get to this morning's Money Matters report, and for that we turn to Aaron Real this morning.